White sugar, brown sugar, palm sugar, with sugar, so much sugar, sugar everywhere. I am going to take a deep dive into the subject of sugar, and I'm going to try and demystify this very mystical subject. Hello, this is FitChef, your fit guide to a fit life. Now let's start with the known demon, which is white sugar, which many of us now like to say that I hardly consume white sugar. I take 1 teaspoon in 1 coffee every day. But if I hear even one more influencer coming and talking about how it is absolutely fine to consume white sugar, I think I will start to cry. Because all sugars are not made equal. All ingredients are not made equal, and I will explain why. Processed ingredients, much like white sugar, have zero nutritional value, which means when they go inside your system, the only work sugar does is that it spikes your blood sugar levels up. It does nothing else. Does that hold good for, let's say, organic palm sugar or jaggery, stuff that has been a part of our dietary preferences for generations? Why was it consumed by our parents and our grandparents and their grandparents? Because they do have some amount of micronutritional value, and the overall nutritional profile makes it a good addition to our diet when taken in moderation. Now, somebody may argue and say that, listen, I have only 1 teaspoon of white sugar in a coffee once a day. What's the big deal? Because very quickly, that 1 teaspoon of sugar can turn into many teaspoons, and I'll explain how. Because each of us have a varied dietary pattern, especially with the changing lifestyle. We tend to order food from outside. So any processed carb that you're consuming, whether it is bread, whether it is rice, whether it is roti, whether it is anything that's made at home or ordered from outside, is going to go into your body and turn into sugar. Does that make it all the same? No, it doesn't. Rice is a good source of carbohydrates, whereas eating any kind of processed carb like white bread or anything that you're ordering from outside is going to do exactly what white sugar does. It's going to go into your system and simply spike up your blood sugar level without providing you any other nutritional balance. So let's say you're starting your day with some bread. You then go on to have a fruit juice. Maybe you're eating a fruit as well. I hope you are, because having a fruit juice is going to just spike up your blood sugar level. But let's say you've started your day with some bread, there is some fruit juice, you go to work, you have a coffee with a teaspoon of sugar, you have lunch in which you have some sort of carb. If you're having a complex carb, great, but it could very well just be a roti that's made with processed maida or atta. It's going to spike your blood sugar level up. You're going to come back home. You're probably going to have some sweet drink that is going to energize you, and you will finish it off with dinner, which will also have a carbohydrate present, which means you have basically consumed sugar on sugar on sugar on sugar in different shapes and forms. Now, while this cannot be avoided, what you can do is choose the quality of your ingredients, which is why all ingredients are not the same. So how do we moderate the consumption of sugar when everything basically sounds like it is sugar? Let me explain. Always choose to eat a fruit over drink the juice, because the fiber in the fruit is going to slow down the absorption of sugar in your blood sugar levels. What you can also do is that choose to eat complex carbs most of the time, or at least carbs that are coming from nutritional sources that may be slightly lower in their glycemic index. For instance, you could choose to have a ragi roti with some sattu in it instead of choosing to have a maida roti, which is highly processed. The same thing applies to sugar. Instead of going for white sugar, if you choose to have a small piece of jaggery in your tea or coffee, or you choose coconut sugar, unprocessed coconut sugar, or you could choose organic palm sugar, all of these options are low GI, the absorption is much slower, and it allows for you to actually get nutritional benefit and not just a blood sugar spike. Another favorite subject of mine has got to be sugar-free. So all of these sugar substitutes that you get in the market, most of them are pure chemical. What it does is that when you consume it, it actually tricks your body to believe that there's sugar coming in. So your body is going to produce insulin any which ways. And the worst part is that there is no sugar coming in. So your body has basically produced insulin for nothing at all. You'd rather choose something that actually has sugar than a chemical that's mimicking the taste of sugar, which is probably believe why there are so many scientists around the world saying that if you're actually going to choose to have a sugary drink, you may as well have it rather than going for a zero version or a 0-calorie version of it, because that just means you're putting in pure chemicals. So my advice to you would be that if you really want to drink something that's going to give you the fizz and the taste and all of that, try and make something at home. It's not that fun, but it really is a much better option. You can have sweet lime soda, but choose to put some jaggery in it. You can have some coconut water, which is naturally sweet and delicious, superb in this hot weather. Lastly, you can have some buttermilk or some homemade lassi. Add 1 tablespoon of sattu to it for that extra protein hit. You could sweeten it with any of the other sweeteners that I have mentioned before, like organic jaggery or coconut sugar or organic palm sugar. These are all great options when used in moderation. So to summarize, if I were to give you some advice on sugar consumption, it would be this. Always moderate the consumption no matter what kind of sugar you're choosing to have. White sugar is not the same as jaggery or organic palm sugar or organic coconut sugar. Why? Because white sugar has no micronutrients, whereas the rest of them do. Even the carbs that you're consuming turn into sugar, so keep that in mind. Choose your carbs wisely. Choose complex carbs or carbs that have fiber in them, like maybe blueberries, sweet potatoes. If you're choosing to have rice, include fats and fiber, that is vegetables and maybe some ghee. So understand how you should be consuming your carbs so that they don't cause a blood sugar spike. But my biggest red flag is that I don't want you to consume carbs out of anything that is packaged, because that is going to go inside, give you no nutrition. It's going to only spike up your blood sugar levels. So be smart, consume whole foods, and don't fall prey to all of these marketing gimmicks. If you found this helpful, then don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Like, subscribe for a lot more informational content. If you want me to talk about any specific ingredient, leave that in comments and I would love to do a video around it. And I will see you soon.